Testing, testing. Is it the sound better now? I had some comments about the... Oh, sorry. Just started. I was fixing my microphone. Yeah, and now I'm going to start the image. Sorry about that, guys. I was playing around with the microphone. Please let me know if it's better than usual. I have a very cheap mic stand, so it's falling down. It kept falling, and then I had to use one of my belts to keep it up and from the bed. It's quite funny. I would love to show you how it looks like. But yeah. Let's begin. I'm gonna have the chat. I'm going to keep looking at the chat, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Please tell me now if the microphone is okay. I'm gonna type in case. Is the sound okay? Okay, I can hear you now. Awesome, dude. That sounds really good. Hello. Oh, great. So, hello, Donut Dude. Thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting. And thank you, Minxility, for being here. How are you doing? So, let's move on. I already made some of the basic UI and the behavior for this. So we initialize all of our menus at the beginning. We don't have a login yet. I have this, which is not playable yet. That's a dead end. So the other thing we can see is the ranking. So ranking here. We can go back with that. And let's do the login, shall we? So I'm thinking, how are we going to do the login? And this can be a very complicated process. If you want your game to be like massive and you want lots of people to play it, I really recommend you use Facebook login and Google login. Because most of the people already logged in their phones with those accounts. So they just need to press a button and they will log into your game. So it saves you a lot of time, especially now that in the mobile games and Play Store and the App Store, you're not allowed to take people's the unique ID of their phones. You cannot do that. So you will make the ranking with XAMPP database. Yes, I'm going to make a database for the ranking, and I'm going to actually post it online. Oops, Momo, don't do that. My cat's just throwing everything around. So yes, we're going to do first with XAMPP, and then we're going to host it somewhere. Maybe I'm going to pay for a server, a small server, maybe Google servers or Microsoft servers. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna get there in the last part of this tutorial. So thinking about that, I think I should go directly for a Google login and Facebook login buttons. So we're not going to do that right now. We're going to focus on this, the gameplay, the main gameplay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so there's 20 buttons. Okay, let's do it. So any other comments you made? Nice. Thanks for keep chatting with me. Otherwise I feel so lonely when I am developing by myself. So now we're going to focus on the gameplay. So in the gameplay we have the blocks. So let's make them all blocks. I'm just gonna call them block. and we're going to create a script. We're going to call that script block. Should we do it like that? Is it good that each of them have a block script, or should we just have the blocks controller, or even not even a blocks controller, but the gameplay controller creates all the behavior? Vote now if you're watching. You can tell me in the comments. You want every block to have a behavior, or each, or all the behavior is created by the gameplay? I already have something in mind though. So if you want, you can actually tell me or suggest me. And I'm going to reveal my answer in 3, 2, 1. Well, I'm going to set all the gameplay functionality in here, because I think it will be more easy to overview. However, having each block having a controller could be useful too, because you can have like each, how do I say it, each behavior for each block, but although it will be repetitive, so you could have it in a for loop. You could also have a mixture of both. So you have some properties in block that you can access through that mono behavior, but then of course you control those mono behaviors through the gameplay one. So there's lots of ways to do it. I prefer the one in gameplay. So I see you guys also had some ideas, because it will be more easy. Yes, if it's every block, it will be easier. Gameplay controller war, because it's more efficient. Yes, and it's more efficient because you can do everything in one for loop. You don't have to repeat everything. You don't have to optimize your block script, because if you have many blocks, you have to remove the updates. You have more mono behavior calls for each object that has a mono behavior. So there's different reasons, and yeah, let's go with the first one. So we're going to make a script called gameplay. So this game is going to be about breaking blocks in an ascending order. So it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe we can start with 101 and try to go all the way to 999. There is a limit of time, of course, and then you have to do as much as you can in the time limit. Maybe there is some ways to get extra time, like having combos. But yeah, basically you have to destroy the blocks. So the gameplay, we destroy the blocks. So we need a sprite, broken block, and I like calling my private variables with an underscore, and I'm going to serialize field this so that we can assign it on the editor. Broken block. What else are we going to need? We need a private integer current block. So current block is just going to be the number, or maybe we can just call it current number, current index. So we're going to break the blocks one by one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to know in which block are we right now. So it can be confusing because it could be the last one we broke or the one we have to break next. So we are going to call it next block. Yeah, you can call it next block number or something. Next block. Next block, and then we will have a private integer should we do time in integer or float? Let's do it on a float time. So we will have time, and when time runs up, we're out of time. We lose. So let's make a private constant total time equals, let's go with 30 seconds, and this is integer, sorry. So this constant cannot be changed, and if you don't know what a constant is, it's just a way of telling the compiler, okay, this variable here is not going to change ever, so we will declare it right now, initialize it, and you don't have to worry about this piece of memory anymore, because we're not going to touch this piece of memory. So it can save some performance, but it's very, very minimum. This was used, like, if you're making something with very limited memory or very limited computer power, you should try to always use constants wherever you can. We could do it like this, and it actually wouldn't make a big difference, but yeah, it looks better. So when we start, let me think. Let me remember what we did last time. So landing was not a mono behavior. So well, then we have this game controller main. Also, I already made the game controller. I'm so dumb. I should watch my previous video, I mean my previous live stream, to remember what I was doing. So okay, we had the game controller, we call it game controller instead of gameplay. So I'm sorry about that. I remembered just now that we're not using mono behaviors. So I'm gonna take all of this, boop, and we just copy it and paste it here. And we don't need to serialize this anymore, because it's no longer a mono behavior, so we cannot set it on the editor. So we are going to set this sprite by loading it from the resource folder. So we are going to have, I'm going to make a script called resource helper, and I'm going to go into that later. I think I need some water. So we have the sprite for the broken block. We have the next block, that yada yada yada. We have the play button. So when we play, we make it true. We should wait for a few seconds before we start. Let me list out the things we need. We need to make the timer. We need to make the buttons functions, because we are using the UI to make this game, so each of these blocks can be a button. Here, add component. My computer is a little bit laggy. Button, and so we can add a function so that when we press it, we'll check its value. So right now it doesn't have a value. So it's going to have a text inside with the number. So we can take that text, take the value, because each block is going to have like text inside, right? So block, we're going to create a text inside each of them. And a little trick, if you didn't know, you can press Alt, so you hold Alt and collapse blocks, and when you expand it again, if you keep pressing Alt, you'll see all those are selected. I mean, you open all of them at once. So I don't want to do it like that because it's going to take a long time. I'm just gonna delete them. I'm gonna set the text here. So we start with 0. We're gonna center it 50. So we have to make this bigger. So right now is something like that. We want it squared, something like that. And 50 is still small. Let's do 90. Better. And position, move it up a little bit. There you go. So that's how it looks. So now we can duplicate this. You can make it a prefab first. Yeah, let's make it a prefab. So create folder prefab. Let's make this a prefab just in case we will need to change. We just change one of them, and then all of them will change. So we need 20. So this here 16 is maybe an easy mode, and then hard mode you have 20 of them, and you can rename them all to block, and there we go. So now we have a text inside. We buttons functions. We need to what else do we need to do? Clarita Marta, I'm just developing on PC now, but I was also thinking of making a mobile app sometime soon. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Clarita Marta. I really appreciate it. I think it's always good to try developing for different platforms, because you can learn a lot of different worlds, and yeah, and I think mobile games are a good chance to, like, if you want to develop something quick and easy, and maybe a little bit easier to throw around, like sell or promote, I think making a mobile game can be good, because, for example, if you want to put a PC game on Steam, you have to pay something like how much is it? $100 for each game you upload. But for example, for Play Store, you don't have to pay. You only have to pay once, a $25 fee once to create your account, and then you can upload as many games as you want. And it's getting very hot in here. Please wait a second. I hope that old fan is not very loud. So yeah, that's some of my thoughts. So let's continue. Timer, button functions. What else do we need? Okay, let's begin with the timer. So for making a enumerator, we need a mono behavior. So right now, from the approach I decided to take at the very beginning, we cannot use enumerators. So that's one thing, one con of the approach we took at the beginning. So there might be one reason to actually use mono behaviors for each controller, like the game controller. Momo, don't scratch my chair. There can also but there can also be other oh, come on. There can be other options as well. So we could use an update and and call that update from the main function. So for example, public void update. Here we do the timer, which would be something like if so here we have private float last time. We have time, we have last time. So let's say we want to update the clock every 1 second. We just do something like if time dot time, that's the time of your application, is greater than time. Okay, so no, I'm not gonna call this last time. We have time left, so that's the time left for our game to finish, and we have time, just a counter for the time. So if the time is greater than time plus 1, we'll have time plus plus, and then time left minus minus. So this can actually work as a timer. So if we have a timer, so private text, okay, we're not using UI, so private text timer text. So this is all related to timer. So timer text timer text dot text equals time left dot. Okay, Momo, what's up? What happened? Don't think I don't feed my cat, guys. She's always like yelling no matter what. I already fed her, so yeah. Time left to string, and then we're going to have to format it because it might be like 1.9999999 and infinite nines or something like that. Some weird stuff happens sometimes when we convert from a float to a string. So we're gonna take care of that in a bit. And then here in the if statement, we're gonna first check if time left is greater than 0 and the time is greater than time plus 1. When we just play, we need to set the timer. This is what happens at the very beginning, right? So at the very beginning, we are going to set the timer. So timer text equals total time, which is a constant, right, to string. All right, and then this is timer text dot text. So timer text dot text equals total time, and we also need to set time equals time dot time. This time is the library for time, so there we can get delta time, we can get the current time of your application, etc. So here also we need to set set each block once first, but we need to be able to update the blocks as well, so replace all the broken blocks with new blocks. We're gonna do that later. So let's see if the timer works. So first of all, we need to create a timer. So create a text, UI text here. Where is it? Oh, it's just very slow. My computer's seriously slow. There is a new text. Where is it? Let's make it bigger. So 100, and then you are going to get a 90. Go up here. 200. Nope. 500. There you go. Oop. You're going to be 500, and usually we're going to start with 30. Remember, we want it in the middle. And the default color of the text is not black. I'm gonna make it pure black. Yep. There you go. What else? I'm going to call this timer. I'm going to put it up here just to follow this order. So it's title, timer, blocks. And here we need to find the timer first. So timer text equals, we have a panel dot transform dot find timer dot get component text. Perfect. So now if we play, we should be able to get that. This update is not being called yet, however, because this is no longer a mono behavior. Usually it's mono behavior who calls our update. So now we have to call it ourselves from main, which is actually a mono behavior. So here on update, we're going to call, we're going to see if it's active. So if game controller dot, let's go check it with the panel. The panel dot active in hierarchy. So active, I think, is deprecated. Yes, deprecated, or however you say that. I'm not sure how you say that. If it's active in hierarchy, that means it's on. We're going to call game controller dot update. So it's our own way to call the updates of each of our panel. Play should be called when we press play. So right now I think we can just play this. It should show the main menu first. And please let me know if the quality of the video and the sound are actually okay. Okay, we have an error. No, stop. Okay. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna open with the landing. I'm going to turn off my gameplay and my ranking, and let's see if this works. So I play it, and there is a, oh my god, so game controller is null, because game controller, the panel, here, the game controller panel uses game object of find. And if you use game object of find, your object has to be active in order to in order to be called. I mean, in order to be found. But the problem is that if I call it when it's on, okay, no problem, because it turned it off right away. Okay, so now if we play, the timer's there, but nothing's happening. I'm a little bit disappointed. So okay, let's be very brute, and let's here call a debug.log game controller update. And here as well, just in case, this is gonna be called main update, and we can actually get rid of this. Nope, let's delete it as well here. Block and gameplay. Sorry guys, you lasted for like 2 seconds. So delete those, and now let's see if we get our updates printed here. So I should get the main update here a lot, so I should collapse this. Yeah, collapse. So we're getting the main update again and again and again and again and again. And now if I play game controller update, so they're both being called correctly. So I did something wrong. Oh yes. Time left. That's anyone can guess. Can anyone guess what happened? Why is not oh, my mouse is really broken. If anyone wants to guess here what happened, I'm gonna give the answer in 3, 2, 1. So time left starts as 0, is always 0, so this never happens. So when we set the timer, we need to set that the time left is equals to total time, and now it should work, hopefully, otherwise I was wrong. So play it again, play it again, and there you go, there's the timer. 28, 27, 26. Should we wait? I need to get a sip of water, so yes, we can wait. I was using my bottle of water as a counterweight for the microphone stand because it keeps falling. Okay, got some water. Because water is good. So it stopped at 0. And then we should lose, right? If it's 0. So, hi, sorry, I can't watch your stream today because I have my final exams tomorrow and I have to go to bed. Don't worry, Jonas. We will meet on the next stream. Thank you for dropping by and saying hi. And good luck with your final exams. You will do great. Rest more. Just relax. Let us know what your exam is about. We will support you. And yeah, good night. Have a good rest. So yeah, let's wish good luck to Jonas in his exams. I had mine already, so I don't have to worry about them. But I remember that it was it was a stressful time. So yeah, let's stop this and continue. We have to lose if time is 0. So else if time left is 0, I always forget how to write lose. Is this lose? Which one is the one that you lose something or you lose a competition, and when, for example, your knot is very loose, so you tie your knot your shoes and it's very loose. I think that one is with double O. I'm not sure. So if timer, we need to set our loose condition here, so like we cannot keep breaking blocks or something, and we pop up the so something like a user can't break any more blocks. Ask user if wants to continue, something like that. So all right, we set the timer. Now we have to set the blocks, their numbers, and then make them breakable. So yeah, I think this will work. So first we need to find the blocks. So we have a block parent so that we can for each on each of its transforms. So let's find let's make a reference. I'll just call it blocks. So a transform, total time should be down here. We're going to make the blocks here. So header blocks. Private. We're gonna get have the transform up here. Blocks. Working block sprite. I'm gonna rename that. Name next block number. Gonna do that too. So for each transform block in blocks, this one. So for each block here, we're going to set number, set function. So set the number. We want to set it randomly. So there's two things we can do. We could have an array with the blocks and then get an index randomly from that array. Of course, this should be with no repetition because we want to do all the blocks differently. Or what we could do is have all the numbers. For example, we know we need to set the numbers from 1 to 20. So we get a random number from 1 to 20 and we apply it into the block. So what do you guys think we should do? I'm open to suggestions, so please let me know in the comments. Random number or random block? I'm sure you guys will vote. And otherwise I will start thinking what is better, like for this case myself too. So if you're watching this video after the live stream, just skip a little bit so we will continue. So if I set number randomly, I will have in order the blocks, so I don't have to really worry about that, but I still have to get the random number without repetition. So we need to work on a random without repetition algorithm, no matter if it's for the blocks or for the number. So I'm gonna do that anyway first. So I don't want to write it myself. I'm just going to go for help on the internet. So random without repetition, random without repeats, C#. And of course it is here. And that's a good video we could make sometime, but there must be plenty of people doing this. C# random number generator with no duplicates. So here, you guys should be familiar with Stack Overflow, right? Like whenever you have a question, you can come here and post your question, and a lot of people will help you. I thought it would be more simple. So list. Okay, we'll write it ourselves. So I'm going to. Oh, no, don't say that. And we're gonna write it ourselves. We need to have a. So I'm going to make a function which returns an array of integers. So the random numbers. Here, sorry. Random numbers generator. So this needs to return a array. So new int return. There you go. So here we need to set a range. So we're going to call my microphones keep falling. Okay, is it better? I hope it's not noisy or something. Oh, come on. Okay, so we need A and we need B, which is the range. So we're going to generate random numbers, not random numbers, but numbers in random order without repetition, from A to B. So let's say from 0 to 20, we're going to have like an array that is like 15, 3, 2, 7, all the way until we fill the gap between 0 and 20. So return new integer. Of course, this is not going to be that. First, we need to make an array. So array equals new integer, and the range is b minus a, right? So is it? So if it's 40, if it's 20 to 40, 40 minus 20 is 20, so that's the range. If it's 20, from 0 to 20, we have 20 elements inside. Is it? Yes, from 0 to 20. So oh, does it include the 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0, 4, 5. So okay, so it's exclusive. So it should be b plus 1, or here. We're gonna take care of this later, but this should be something like this, because we want to make the range from 1 to 20. instead of from 0 to 20. If it's from 0 to 20, there is actually 21 numbers in there. So careful with that. So and then it would be b minus 0 if we set the range from 1 to 20. So there you go. I hope you understand. If you don't understand that part, please let me know in the comments. So then, can we use a list? I want to use a list. Why am I using a list? Because it's easier to check if it contains a number already or not. So oh, this is even easier. We could just randomly sort a list with all the numbers we want. God. Okay. You guys want to finish it like this first so you can learn how to make that? No, it's not necessary. So can we sort a list? List random sort C#. So how do we randomize a list? What is the best way to randomize the order of a generic list in C#? My computer is so slow. There is an open issue. What is this? Shuffle. So wow. This is more complicated than what I thought. Okay. Random numbers generator. So let's create a list first. List equals new list. Okay, let's return that first. So we want to have a list with all the numbers first. So from A to B, all the numbers. So for int a, for int I equals a, we start at 1, right? We set the range is from 1 to 20. So I is less or equals to b, and then I plus plus. So we're going to start a and do it all the way up to 20 or whatever the next number is. So list.add I. So here we have the list with all the numbers, and then we need to shuffle this list. So unfortunately there is nothing like shuffle or something. We have sort, which can be useful because we can just sort based on a value. It could be a random value. Let's see how people do it. Random, new random, return source ordered by random. What is this? Link. I'd argue that link could potentially slow the performance of the shuffling down. let's find something else. Shuffle list C#. Okay. Okay, so let's do what they are doing. Obviously, if you want real randomness instead of pseudo random number generator, you could use. And okay, we don't need this. I think we're good with this. So I think it's the same answer I saw over here. Not you, not you, not you. Yeah, this one. So source, random, new random. So it should be something like this. So variable random is a new random, and then this source here is actually the list. And well, we need to use link, right? Using system.linQ. Okay, and then we have to use system.random. There you go. So I don't know, I'm not sure. I really hope this is what we want, so we can do a for each int I in list debug.log I. So we'll see actually the order that they came out, if it's random or not. So it should be from 1 to 20. So let's call this random numbers generator from A to B here in game controller. That's our here play. So let's do it once here. Random numbers generator from 1 to 20. So we need random numbers from 1 to 20. Let's go ahead and play this. And River says hi. Hi River, how are you? Nice seeing you. I hope you enjoy the live stream. Okay, so play, and there is a problem. So this is not random, absolutely not random, and we had an error. What kind of error is this? There's no block in blocks because we didn't find anything. I'm just gonna comment this first. This didn't work. So I'm going to try to explain this a little bit. We created a random object. So a random object you can call next, and it's going to return a random number. So item is just the number on the list. So we would order the item based on that random number. Oh, come on, I'm starting to get sleepy. If you guys can see, there is 3:30 in the morning. Let's do this. Let's just copy someone's code. Let's just use it here first. I'm too sleepy to write my own code apparently. So we're going to borrow this human K Probst. Thank you so much for your little nice code. So let's see, random here. Okay, they are also using random. So let's remind our program that we are using the system random and not Unity's random. That's a problem I ran to in a lot in my very beginning. I tried to use random when I was using system, and there was conflict. Okay. So now we can directly shuffle the list because we have this. So this is actually an extension method. So now here, come on, go up. So now here, instead of doing this, we're going to call list dot shuffle. We can't. Come on. I thought it could be done like that. Apparently I was wrong. So shuffle so we're going to shuffle this list and try this. So in the comments, River asked, what is this game? What is it about? Can you give me ideas for games? I try to do this something 2D on mobile. Well, the game I'm making right now is a game where you have to press all the blocks. Oh, it's random. Sorry, wait a second. The numbers are random, are shuffled. Is that with repetition? Let's see. 5, 6, 4, 19, 9, 16, 14, 18, 8, 10, 7, 1, 20. Perfect. This is what we needed. So what we're doing actually, we want to randomize all these blocks that you see here, and then we want to be able to break them in ascending order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 20 before the time runs out. So it's a very simple concept, as you see, a very simple game, and I hope I can upload it to the Play Store. And I'm trying to upload more small games to the Play Store to see if I can make some money out of it, so I can dedicate myself more to making videos and developing. So then Breflaben, am I reading that correctly? Breflaben asks, where do you live? Well, right now I'm living in Hong Kong. I've been living in Hong Kong for like 6 years already. So yes, I can speak Cantonese if that's what you're wondering. Yeah. I live in Hong Kong right now. It's quite late, East Asian time. So let's continue. Now we have that list. I can get rid of this and this, not you. This one, main update, also delete it. And yep, this is looking great. Let's set the block numbers, and I think I'm gonna go to sleep soon after that. So play, and we're going to call not here, that's the main, sorry, here game controller. We need to go back to our play function here we're going to set the numbers. So for each block, in blocks, we haven't find the blocks yet, so blocks equals to panel dot transform dot find blocks. Now set the numbers. Block dot find text dot get component text dot text, that's a lot of text, equals to we have the list here, so numbers list integer numbers is equals to that random numbers generator from 1 to 20, and then here we're just going to do list okay, this is a for each. We can use the block index, so list, or you could use a for loop. You decide what you like. I'm just gonna get the sibling index, which is kind of what is the index within the hierarchy. The hierarchy is some kind of array, so you can actually have them all in like some kind of array, and then use a for loop with an I, and then do that. Yeah. Can you do tutorial about inventory system for 3D game where items drop from mobs? Yeah, that is something I think I did once, but that was so long ago that I'm actually really ashamed of some of the bad practices I had back there. It worked, but not everything that works means that it's good. So yeah, we could do that again if you want. Let me know. Oh, and this is not called list, it's called numbers. Sorry, I'm starting to get really sleepy. So numbers. Can I convert method group to index get sibling index? Is that an integer? Yes, gets the sibling index. Oh, and then we cannot directly convert to string, so to string. And there we go. We set the numbers. Let's see if it actually worked. It should be random. I hope it's random. Let's see. So we're going to play. There you go. It's random. And we have 30 seconds and counting to break all of these blocks. So now we can press the buttons. Can we do something else? So we start in 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's try to do it. So next block number, it must start with 1. We are going to start at 1 if I'm correct. So next block number is equals 1. Now we want to set the function of each block. So block dot get component button on click dot add listener want to add a listener, so we're going to check and compare to the next number, and if it's the same we're going to break it. So well, there's one person watching right now, so thank you very much for sticking up, but I'm sure people will watch this afterwards, So thank you if you have watched until this point. Really, I really appreciate it. Let's go. Set function block add listener. So if we need to check the block, and this block is going to change because we're inside a for each loop, so we need to create a new reference to the text inside the block outside here. So we're going to make a new string or a new integer. Oh, we don't need to make a new integer, we just need to make an integer like this. I'm going to call it number is equals int dot parse block dot get component block dot get component text dot text. The transform dot find text. Right, we need to get the text inside the block first and then get the component text and parse that. There you go. So now we can compare this number to the next target. So if number equals next block number break block. So break block is basically changing the block. So we need to set a reference to the block image. It's basically changing the block image. So we need to get a reference to that. So image block image is equals to block dot get component image. So again, why do I have to do that outside here and I don't just like get the block image and change it? Well, you can try it and you will see what happens, and is that when you do that, the block actually keeps changing. This is a reference. It's one piece of memory, this here, because we set it on a for each. So this block here is just one piece of memory, and this piece of memory is being rearranged to different blocks on each iteration. So we're block 1 on the first loop, on the first iteration of the loop, then we're block 2, block 3, all the way to block 20. So whatever we set here, when we call it after we already set all the numbers, we're always going to call it on the last block. That's why we need to make a reference here when the block is still the first or the second or the third one. I hope that makes some sense. So we're going to break the block, and to do that we do block image.sprite equals broken block sprite. I want to do this quickly, so I'm just going to make it here for testing. We're going to change that later. Public sprite. Public static. Let's just cheat. Public static sprite. Oh no, but then I can't set it. So public sprite. Broken block sprite. So now from the game controller, we just need to call main.instance.broken block sprite, and now here in main we can set that broken block sprite from here. So once it loads, here is the broken one. There you go. So I think this should work. Oh, we didn't increase the target to the next one. Okay, let's try with 1. So 1 should work, and then 2 doesn't work because we haven't set it properly. So broken block sprite, we change that, and then we need to increase the next block number +1. And Reflaben says it's only 2040 here. Where are you from, Reflaben? I think you told me before. Did you? Fabio Trupia? Fabio Tropia? I see 9 right now. You see 9? Okay, in my computer it's like 3 something a.m. Where are you guys from? Are you guys from Sweden? So you guys are like 6 hours behind me. So I come from the future, actually. I come from 6 hours in the future. And yeah, nothing really exciting happens 6 hours in the future. Let's play this. So let's go. If I press 6, 3, 2, nothing happens, then I press 1, it breaks, and that's my sound effect, my cheap sound effect. And 2, and then 3. Actually, I'm making that sound with my throat or something. Some beatbox right there. And then you can go all the way until you break all the blocks. We did it! Haha! We did it. It works. I'm happy. Right now we can keep pressing even after we lost. So let's continue. Wahaha! I'm really bad at this game. Where's 12? There's no 12. Oh my god! Oh, there is 12. I thought the shuffling algorithm had some problem or something. But yeah, it works. Yay! 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then there's two ways we could do this. We could like break half of the screen, and then once you break half of it, you restore the other half of it. Or you could, like, let's say we reach 10, and then when we break 11, the ones that were originally from 1 to 10 will turn to become 21 to 30. That's one way we can do it. The other way we can do it is wait until I break every single block, and then they all fall out of the screen, and the new blocks come up. I get some extra time, and then I can keep going at it. So that's the two ways we can make this game. So please let me know in the comments what style do you think is better, going all the way to a half, or going until a half and restoring half of them, or going all the way until 20 are broken and then restart everything. But yeah, we finished the gameplay today, so that's going to be the title of this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for staying here with me. It's very late. I have to work tomorrow. Yes, I'm not the best employee, but what can I do? I need to follow my passion of making videos and making games. So I'm going to be sleepy tomorrow at work, but I think it's worth. Yeah. So guys, thank you again so much for watching, for joining. Thank you, Breflaben. Am I reading your name correctly? Breflaben? Please let me know if I'm not. Fabio, thank you. It was awesome being with you guys. Remember that we have a Discord server. I'm going to give you the link right now. So if you are not on Discord, you can join our little community where we are going to talk about games, development, and all those awesome stuff. So I'm getting the link. Please hold a second. Here. That's the link for the server. Yes, please don't tell anyone. But definitely tell everyone about the Discord server and my videos. That's something you have to tell to everyone. So read it Breflaben. I think it would be right then. Breflaben. Okay. I hope I got it right. But yeah, it's Swedish, I guess. So I will check that with Google Translate and see how it pronounces it. So again, Breflaben, thank you so much for staying up until the last moment. And everyone else who is watching these videos, thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Arigato gozaimasu. Dotsiesai. And yep. Oh, that's it. Great. I said it correctly. Nice. So again, thank you. I will see you all on the next one. And remember to tell me what style you want for the game. So if it's all the way to 20 or we restore it on a half. So it's broad mouth. Okay, I'll keep learning how to read your name next time that you join the live stream, because I really need to sleep right now. Good night. Good night. You guys have a good night too. Don't sleep too late. Goodbye. Adios. Bye bye. Bye bye. See you on the next live stream. Bye bye.